SI unit of charge is Coulomb. As you know, first topic is electric charge. Now its SI unit is Coulomb. How can we define Coulomb? From Coulomb's law, we know that F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R square. From this formula, we can define SI unit of charge, that is Coulomb. Take Q1 is equal to Q2 is equal to Q. The two charges are equal to each other. R is equal to 1 meter. F is equal to 9 into 10 raised to the power 9 Newton. If we take all these conditions and put these conditions in this equation, you will get Q square is equal to 1. By taking square roots, we get Q is equal to plus minus 1 Coulomb. That means if we take these conditions, we can define the 1 Coulomb as a unit of charge. Now, two charges which are equal and equal to 1 Coulomb, you can take either the positive charge, both charges positive, or both charges negative. The distance between them is 1 meter. Then the force, which is equal to force of repulsion between these two charges, will be equal to 9 into 10 raised to the power 9 Newton. That means 1 Coulomb is that charge which repels an equal and similar charge placed at a distance of 1 meter apart in vacuum with a force of 9 into 10 raised to the power 9 Newton. Now, Coulomb is very large unit of charge, so we will take small units of charge also. 1 millicoulomb, that is equal to 10 raised to the power minus 3 Coulomb. 1 microcoulomb, you can take 10 raised to the power minus 6 Coulomb. 1 nanocoulomb, that is equal to 10 raised to the power minus 9 Coulomb. 1 picocoulomb, that is equal to 10 raised to the power minus 12 Coulomb. In the examination, the charges, the value of the charges were given, but in different units. First, we have to convert these units into SI units and then substitutes the value of the charges in the particular formula to obtain the result. Conversion of unit is very, very important. Each student knows the formula, but by substituting the wrong value of charges, that means not in the same units, the answer becomes wrong. So this fact must be noted. To all of you, you can solve numericals also. Numericals are not very difficult, they are very easy. If you know the particular formula, then you can solve each numericals. Now the next topic is electric lines of force. Electric lines of force. You know that when a charged particle is placed in a uniform electric field, it experiences a force. The value of force is given by F is equal to Q into E. If you know F, electric field is a vector quantity and force is also a vector quantity. If Q is positive, the direction of the force is the same as the direction of the electric field. If Q is negative, the direction of the force is opposite to the direction of the electric field. Now, how we can define electric lines of force? Electric field is always expressed in the form of the electric lines of force. Electric lines of force are the path. They may be straight in this way or they may be curved in this way, such that the tangent drawn at any point of it gives the direction of the electric field at that point. You can define in this way electric lines of forces. Once again, these are the path straight or curved such that the tangent drawn any point of it gives the direction of electric field at these points. Now they are the some properties of electric lines of forces which are very important. Some properties I am explaining you. Number 1, these are the imaginary lines. In actual practice they do not exist. The next thing is that they always start from positive charge and terminate at negative charge. They do not exist inside the conductor, and they are always normal to the surface of the conductor. Either this is a conductor has positive charge or negative charge. These charge resides on the surface of the conductor. This is this one on the surface of the conductor. Inside it the charge is always equal to 0. The first point is these are the imaginary lines. Number 1, they are not real. Not real means imaginary lines. In actual practice they do not exist. Number 2 points, they always starts from which charge? From positive charge, and terminates to which charge? Terminates and ends, you can say, terminates at negative charge. Third point, perpendicular to surface of conductor. Number 4 point, do not exist inside the conductor. Exist inside conductor. Now the next point, which is the point of the definition of the electric lines of force. The tangent drawn at any point of it gives the direction of the electric field at that point. Once again, the tangent drawn at any point of electric lines of forces gives the direction of the electric field at that point. Now the next point is two electric lines of forces do not intersect each other. Why they do not intersect each other? What happens if they intersect each other? In the examination it is asked, two electric lines of forces do not intersect. Why? If the two electric lines of forces intersect, suppose they are intersecting at this point, then what happens? We know that if we draw the tangent at this point on this electric lines of forces, this will be in this direction, this will be the direction. Take, if it is drawn on this electric lines of forces, then this direction is this one. Now the point is the same, but the direction of the electric field is different at the same point, which is impossible. Once again, if two electric lines of forces intersect at a point, then at the point of intersection there will be two direction of the electric field, therefore, which is impossible. That's why two electric lines of forces do not intersect each other. Now, their crowdness, that means where electric lines of forces are very close to each other, their crowdness shows the strong electric field, and their fartherness shows weak electric field. In this region, from this region, E is strong strong electric field, whereas in this region electric field is weak. That means if the electric lines of forces are crowded, large number of electric lines forces are in the same locality, then this showing strong value of electric field. Whereas if the electric lines of forces are very far away from each other, they will show weak value of the electric field. This point must be noted. Now, two unlike charges, attract each other. How can you explain on the basis of the properties of electric lines of forces? If we draw the electric lines of forces after this topic, you will see that the nature of the electric lines of forces should be in this way. That means the electric lines of forces are contract lengthwise, longitudinally. This is showing the attraction between the unlike charges. What is the reason? They contract longitudinally, or you can say lengthwise. They contract longitudinally or lengthwise. Now, how can you explain two electric lines of forces repels? Two like charges repel each other. This can be explained by drawing the electric lines of forces for two similar charges. Either they may be positive or they may be negative. You will see the nature of the electric lines of forces will be in this way. In this way you will find out here later when I will teach you these natures of electric lines of forces. That means they are exerting lateral pressure on each other. To the property that two positive charge repel each other is that they exert lateral pressure on each other. This is the property why the two like charges repel each other. Now, the electric lines of forces due to different pairs of charges. Now, the first is if we draw for isolated positive charge, that means there is only the positive charge, then what will its nature? You will find the nature of the electric lines of forces will be in such a way. They are perpendicular to the surface of the conductor. You can say the charge on which positive charge and directed readily outward. If we draw the electric lines of forces due to the negative charge, then also they are perpendicular to the surface of the conductor but directed towards the center of the negative charge. This is the main difference between these two. Now, the third is due to an electric dipole. Electric dipole, that means it consists of two equal and opposite charges. One charge is positive but their magnitude are equal to each other. If we draw the magnetic lines of force, electric lines of forces, they start from the positive charge and terminate at the negative charge. In this way, we get the nature of the electric lines of forces will be such that in this way you can draw more electric lines of forces in this way and this way you can get the more electric lines of forces. Now the fourth types of pair is two equal positive charges. That means two charges both are equal to each other and they are positive charge. Yani Q1 is equal to Q2 greater than 0. That means this charge is your Q1 charge, this charge is your Q2 charge, and both charge are equal to each other. Both are the positive charge. Now we can draw in this manner. Now you must draw the center from center. Now at the midpoint Draw a perpendicular line, dotted line. This point is called the neutral point because at this point the value of the electric field is equal to 0. These two charges are equal to each other, and this point, how we locate this point? From the midpoint of this line we draw a perpendicular line, and you can say the perpendicular bisector of this line. Now what will be the nature of the electric lines of forces? This will pass in such a way, exactly the same nature. This one you can draw 4, 5 as you wish. It comes in the examination in the form of 1 marks question also. This one, this point must be midpoint of this line, and this point is the neutral point because at this point the net value of electric field due to this charge and due to this charge becomes equal to each other. Now the next is, both the charges are positive charge but they are unequal. That means Q1 is greater than Q2 is greater than 0. Now the charge Q1 has more value than the charge Q2. This is your Q2, this is your Q1. Then how can you draw? Now you must note that now the neutral point is close to this charge. How can you determine this one? You know, E is equal to KQ upon R square. If, because at the neutral point the net value of the electric field is equal to 0, that means the electric field due to charge Q1 and the electric field due to charge Q2 must equal to 0. If Q is large, then R must be large. That means the neutral point shift towards the smaller charge in this way. You can see. Now the nature of the electric lines of forces will be such that this must be noted to all of you. The neutral point is not the midpoint of the line joining the two charges. It shifts towards the smaller charge. Similarly, as we draw the electric lines of forces due to the positive charge, similarly in the same way we can draw electric lines of forces due to the pair of negative charge. Only the difference is that now the arrow is directed away in the negative charge. The arrow is towards the charges. Now arrow are away from the charges. In the negative charge, the arrow will be towards the charge, indicates towards the charge. Now what is the nature of the electric lines of forces due to the uniform electric field? In this case, the electric lines of forces are in the same direction and they are equally spaced in such a way. This indicates uniform electric field because the direction of the electric lines of forces are same. One thing, and the another thing is they are equally spaced, but this represents non-uniform electric field. Their direction is the same but the magnitude, they are not equally spaced. This indicates converging electric field. This indicates diverging electric field. These all fields are non-uniform electric field. Only this one is the uniform electric field. Uniform electric field are equally spaced, having the same direction. Here direction is the same but the spacing is different. Here direction as well as spacing both are different. This point should be noted. That is the ends of electric lines of forces. Just like electric line of forces, there are the magnetic lines of forces which you will study in the chapter magnetism. So these are very very important for the view of magnetism also. Now the next topic is electric dipole. Electric dipole, electric dipole, electric dipole. That means, what do you mean dipole? Di plus pole. Then two equal and opposite things. That means, for example, in the case of the chemistry, you had already studied dipole. Now in the case of the physics, what do you mean by the electric dipole? That means there are two charges. Both the charges are point charges. Both charges are point charges, and one charge is positive, another charge is negative. One is negative, another is positive, and separated by a very small distance. This system is known as the electric dipole. In other words, we can say an electric dipole is the system of two equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance. Here I have taken minus sign, and on the right side we have taken positive sign, just like as a number line. First comes which number, which is smaller, and then greater number, then next greater number, then next in the same way. The distance between the two charges is known as the dipole length. Here I have represented dipole length by 2a. Why 2a? Because all the distances for calculating electric field or potential, we measure it from the midpoint. So to avoid the calculations, we have taken the length 2a so that its midpoint becomes equal to a. 2a is known as the dipole length. What is 2a? It is known as the dipole length. Dipole length. And it is a vector quantity. Its direction is from minus q to plus q. Now the next topic related to electric dipole is dipole momentum. Electric dipole moment. Electric dipole moment. How can you define electric dipole moment? Now, electric dipole moment, it is denoted by P. In each book, you can say it is represented by capital. Not it is a linear momentum. This is electric dipole moment. P is equal to Q into 2A. This is a vector quantity because 2A is a vector quantity. You can define from this formula. How can you define electric dipole moment? It is equal to the product of magnitude. We have taken Q, not minus Q. Magnitude. The magnitude of minus Q and plus Q is equal to Q. It is the product of magnitude of either charge and dipole length. Once again, electric dipole moment is the product of either charge and dipole length. P is equal to Q to A. It is a vector quantity. Which types of quantity? It is a vector quantity because its direction is always from minus Q to plus Q. Same as the direction of the dipole length, because Q is a scalar quantity. Therefore, direction of the P is the same that the direction of dipole length. It's clear? Now, the next topic is electric field due to electric dipole at a point lying on axial line. Axial line. Axial line. What do you mean by the axial line? Axial line of electric dipole, that means a point that lies on the axis of the electric dipole. Now, this is your minus Q charge, this is your plus Q charge. Now, you will take any point from this to this point. This point may be inside the dipole, it may be outside the dipole. Now we will extend this line in this area. I have extended this line, okay, to the point P. You can say this is point A, this is point B, and this is point O, because O is the midpoint. That means AB is equal to 2A. AO, O is the midpoint. That means AO is equal to OB is equal to A. Now, P, what is the distance of the point P from point O? The distance of the point P is X. You can take it R also as you wish. X. This is the X value. X. Now we have to determine the electric field at the point P. First of all, the electric field due to discharge which is placed at A. That means you can determine this in this way. EA. What is the value of EA? You know the electric field due to the point charge is equal to KQ upon R square. Now place K in place of 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught in the shorter form K. Q, we have taken only the magnitude, Q upon R square. What is the value of R? From A से लेके P तक. That means X plus A whole square. And what will be this direction? You know that the direction of the electric field always away from the positive charge and towards the negative charge. Now, what is the direction of the electric field due to this charge? Because this is a negative charge, it will be from P to A. So, you will write here along PA. Correct? Now, the next is how can you determine the next value due to this charge? That means EB. What is the value of EB? That is equal to आपका आएगा KQ upon X minus A का whole square along PBP, because this is a positive charge. So direction of the electric field is away from B. Now this is equal to A. What is the value of this distance? This distance is equal to this whole distance minus of this distance. This distance is X, this distance is A. That means X minus A whole square. Now both the electric fields are in opposite direction. From this, due to this charge, electric field is in this direction. Due to this charge, electric field is in direction. So we will take the vector sum of the electric field. How can you take the vector sum of the electric field? E is equal to one direction is taken positive, then another direction will be negative. You take the direction positive of greater vector. The value of this one is greater than this one. Why this is greater? Because numerator are the same. Its denominator is more, its denominator is less. Lesser is the denominator. For the same numerator, more will be the value of the number. So EB is greater than EA. Net electric field will be equal to EB minus EA. Now you can solve it by putting the values of EA and EB in the equation. How? E is equal to, you say here, E is equal to KQ upon X minus A whole square minus KQ upon X plus A whole square. In short, you can solve it. Now this becomes equal to KQ, it comes outside the bracket. We get here X minus A whole square minus 1 upon X plus A whole square. Now solve this one. KQ, this becomes equal to, you can take here LCM, just like in the 10th class, X minus A ka whole square, X plus A whole square. By the cross multiplication, we get X plus A whole square minus X minus A whole square. Now solving these values, you will get here KQ comes out, and in the denominator you get A minus B, A plus B. That becomes A square minus B square whole square. Now A plus B whole square minus A minus B whole square. What is the formula? 4AB. That means 4AX. You can write it directly. do not solve in the board examination. Now this becomes equal to k q into 2a, this 4a, and now 2x in another bracket upon x square minus a square raised to the power whole square in this way. Solve these in your copy properly. Without practicing, you can not get marks in the board examination. Practice is compulsory, so practice each and every derivations. Now q into 2a, that means charge multiplied by dipole length, which is equal to electric dipole moment. Now you can write it here just as E is equal to, E becomes equal to Kp into 2x divided by x square minus a square whole square. And what is this direction? Direction is the same, that of plus q charge. This direction is from B to P. This is one A, this is your B, this is your P. This is your minus q charge, this is your plus q charge. What is direction? BP. You can say minus q to plus q. That means the direction of the electric dipole moment along, in which direction it will go? Along minus q to plus q. You can say along P. That means the direction of the electric dipole moment. That is the end value of the electric field due to electric dipole at a point lying on axial line. Now, if the short dipole, what do you mean by the short dipole? Short dipole means its dipole length is very, very small, very small. In that case, when we take short dipole, then in the case of short dipole, here x is greater than a. A is very small. If we square it, its value becomes again more and more small. You can neglect it. Now E is equal to what becomes? K P 2x upon x raised to the power 4. X raised to the power 4. 1x cancels out and we get here kpx 2kpx divided by x cube. This is the value of the electric field due to a short dipole. Due to a x cancels out, therefore here only 2kp upon x cube. If we draw the graph between the electric field and the distance at which the point lies, the electric field is to be determined. You will get nature of the curve in such a way. This will be the nature of the curve if we draw the graph between E and x. E means electric field, and what is the x? X is the distance of the point from the center of the electric dipole lying on the axial line. Now the another application of it is the value of the electric field at a point on equatorial line. At a point E, at a point on equatorial line. On equatorial line. What do you mean by equatorial line? Equatorial line means a line passing through the midpoint and is the bisector of the axis of the dipole. That means you can take minus sign in this way or in this way also in this case. Now here is your minus q vector. I have taken the minus vector, this one, and plus q. These two are the charges and the distance between them is 2a. Now this is the line which is passing through the midpoint. This is the line. Then this value is a, this value is a. You can suppose this is a, this is b, and this is the point, and what its value? This is the distance x. This point is lying on the equatorial line. Now we join with the help of the scale. This diagram is very important, very important in the board examination. Direct questions comes from this one to determine the value of the electric field at a point on equatorial line. Now draw this line in the extend this line. This must be a straight line, no gap should be there. And now and this is the midpoint from this line is going. Now this one, this is also a straight line. This angle is equal to theta, and this angle is also equal to theta. By the Pythagoras theorem, you know that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides. That means this becomes equal to square root of x square plus a square. This is also equal to x square plus a square. This is theta, this is theta, this is also theta. Why? These two angles are alternate interior angle. And this is theta, this is also equal to theta. Why? Because these are the corresponding angles. Now, this charge is positive. The direction of the electric field due to plus q charge, which is situated at the point B, will be away from B. That means along VP. This is your E2. And this charge is negative. The direction of the electric field is towards minus q. That means this is equal to E1. Now resolve these electric fields in the rectangular components, just like as the vector algebra. Along two mutually perpendicular direction, one direction is along this one and another direction is along this one. Now this is your E2 sine theta, and this in downward direction, this will be E2 E1 sine theta. And in this direction you will get horizontal component, you will get cos theta E1